Welcome back to Frontline News. I'm Javon Keys. It's now time for Frontline Business. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF Executive Board, yesterday approved immediate debt service relief to 25 member countries. Now, the debt relief was approved under the IMF's revamped Catastrophe Containment and Relief Trust as a part of the fund's response to help address the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The IMF says the funds will provide grants to the poorest and its most vulnerable members to cover their IMF debt obligations over the next 6 months. It will also help the countries to channel more of their scarce financial resources towards vital emergency medical and other relief efforts. There's a call from members of the private sector for the government to protect locally manufactured goods against cheap imports. They say this has become necessary as local producers are more vulnerable due to the COVID-19 restrictions. Now, the chairman of Jamaica Producers Group, Charles Johnston, explains.
I'm chairman of Jamaica Producers Group, which supplies bananas and pineapples, and there's a whole heap of farmers in Jamaica that are having difficulty getting food to the customers at this time. So I think we need to look at that as well. Jamaicans need to look at that as well, rather than bringing in stuff from overseas. We need to be looking at our farmers right now. How can they supply the local community?
However, the president of the private sector organization of Jamaica, PSOJ, Keith Duncan, disagrees. Mr. Duncan argues that producers should improve their business model.
You can't just move towards protectionism without understanding where you have that advantage, as that will also just really, if you're producing at a much higher level of cost than you can get from imports, then what you're doing is really subsidizing your domestic, when you should really be looking to build scale, as we're seeing with the mother farm concept.
Now on to regional news. Caribbean Airlines is pursuing plans to provide or expand service on a number of inter-island routes. They include new flights from Piarco in Trinidad and Tobago to San Juan, Puerto Rico, that could begin soon after borders reopen and approvals are granted. Now, a report in Trinidad's Newsday says pending U.S. government approval, the new service to San Juan could include as many as 4 multiple stop flights, which will help improve travel links across a number of Caribbean countries. Now, in an application filed with the U.S. Department of Transportation, Caribbean Airlines is also seeking authorization for 2 alternative routes that include stops in St. Martin and St. Kitts. The national carrier's regional expansion has been years in the making. In 2018, it began twice-weekly flights to Cuba. Last year, it increased service between Kingston and Barbados and also started operations between Kingston and the Cayman Islands. Now on to stocks. In Tuesday's trading session, the JSE Combined Index advanced by 5,379 points with less than 400,000 units trading. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 90 stocks, of which 54 advanced, 21 declined, and 15 traded firm. The Junior Market Index advanced by 44 points to close at over 2,000 units. Stocks advanced for 138 Student Living Jamaica, 138 Student Living Variable Preference Shares, 1834 Investments Limited, Access Financial Services Limited, and Berger Paints. Stocks declined for AMG Paper Packaging and Paper Company, Barita Investments Limited, Blue Power Group, and Epley Limited. Stocks trading firm were Carreras, Elite Diagnostics, Epley 8.75% preference shares due in 2023, Everything Fresh Limited, and Iron Rock Insurance Company. Trans Jamaican Highway Limited was the volume leader with 11.6 million units, followed by Pulse Investments Limited with more than 2 million units trading, and Wigton Wind Farm Limited ordinary shares with 1.8 million units. And we now head to the foreign exchange. Now on to commodities. Oil prices shed more than 10% on Tuesday, with investors apparently unconvinced that record supply cuts could soon balance markets, pummeled by the coronavirus pandemic, though a predicted plunge in U.S. shale output provided some support. Brent crude fell 6.7% or $2.14 to settle at $29.60. U.S. West Texas Intermediate fell 10.26% or $2.06 to settle at $20.11. And that's it for Frontline Business. I'm Javon Keys. Pleasant viewing.